software for the clerk program, and they made a lot of changes with that. And the DEC program, I think, is finally working, so we'll be able to issue hunting licenses. And that's all I have. And here's Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Anybody notice it's getting warm?
Jim's.
Okay,
Ed?
Jim's
Right here.
here.
Sorry, snuck in while you were concentrating. I've been here for hours.
Doesn't take much to get my concentration. You're up. We went the test because we bypassed you.
Oh.
You're whatever you have. Report.
Okay. Permit activity is normal. No new houses, but a lot of renovations. And we had 41 outstanding violations January 1st. We're down to 21 now. And hopefully we'll be down to about 6 by the end of August. So that'll be good. I'd like to see none, but. Well,
These are
These are violations of building code, property maintenance code. A lot of it is unsafe structures, trash and garbage, roofs collapsed on, trailers that have been sitting there for years. Somebody with 20 cars parked in the backyard. Those types of violations. So very little to do with any building. And somebody with chickens that are running amok.
Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah, so apparently we have a dog control officer, but we don't have a chicken control.
That would be you, Jim.
Or should we?
Yeah.
Okay. Highway superintendent's not here. Renee, you want to talk about anything?
We're still doing data collection. We only have a few more roads to finish, all the residential properties. And then we've also done some utility properties, and we have to finish, do all the commercial properties. Most of the farms were done also. We're finding a lot of inventory that we didn't have, a lot of changes, a lot of things that we really need to correct. And even things like ownership differences, we're finding acreage differences. So I'm thinking that, I don't know if we could really go ahead with the reassessment for next year. It might be best to put it off for another year, but I think that's something we need to talk about. The collection of data will still be good for one more year, as long as we're keeping up with building permits and so forth. But there's really a lot that needs to be done, and I think we really need to take our time and be sure that everything is done accurately. We'll see how it goes for the next, but data collection is going very well.
And the data collection is what's causing some of the discrepancies?
Is what they're finding.
Yeah. Okay, Kara's not here, is she?
No.
Anybody from the park here have anything? Okay. You're up, Hal.
Okay, I'm here already. How about that? Ta-da-ta-da. Living color again. Oh, boy. That's as of the 6th. If you've noticed that back in June, we had touched the line of the median as far as the amount of water. It's gone down now, but the median observed line has gone down faster. So we're still way above drought stage. I mean, Cannonsville has 91.1%, back to 93.1, and Eversink 97.6, with a total is 92.9. So there's lots of water out in the reservoirs. We don't have to worry about drought at this point. I'll leave this here. Did Tess get one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. There's several things have gone on. One of the things is the tag grants And we have to submit our tag grants by the 29th of this month. Been done, we're ahead of the game. All right, there's a special meeting in which those on the council go over that on the 9th of September. Then another thing,
You know, just so
Yeah.
I don't forget now, you and I have to talk, when you come in tomorrow, the next day,
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about that tag grant.
okay,
Because we've been in conversation with
Travis,
Travis, and I don't want you to get blindsided,
okay.
okay?
All right, very good. One of the things at our last Thursday meeting with the first meeting of the month, something came up which is kind of interesting, and you may have already received this. I don't know. Did you get a letter from the UDC talking about barns?
Not that I saw.
Okay. They just wanted to bring it, we wanted to bring it to the attention of people in towns, in New York side of the river. There is a program that the state has, and we as a town are able to pass a law. It's section 483-B of the New York State Real Property Tax Law. And there will be partial exemptions for rehabilitation of barns. If people want to fix up their barn, instead of being reassessed for what that has improved the value of that barn, that amount of improvement will be taken care of over a period of 10 years. First year you don't pay anything on it, the next year you pay 10%, and then 10%, 10% until it's up to where it is. This isn't to encourage a lot of people around that have old barns that you start seeing roofs falling in and you start seeing them decay and all. This is sort of an incentive that the state is offering to people. They're not going to give you a dime. What they're going to do is just allow you to have your tax increase adjusted over a period of 10 years.
Is this the one for historic barns?
It says historic, yes, and they have to be, I forgot how many, I think they had to be before, it's either 46 or
Right.
26 or something like that.
There are only about 3 of those exemptions in the entire state
Yeah,
because you have to prove the age of the barn.
okay.
And there's a lot of restrictions
Okay.
involved with that, a lot of requirements.
Well, I would imagine if the state's
So-
gonna do something, they're gonna make a lot of strings attached to it.
But this is something I believe each municipality would
That's
have to
right.
adopt.
This isn't a carte blanche. Each little town can decide if they want to allow this to happen. We can pass a law for it. And then the people do whatever they want to do. I don't know if there are any around. At one time, they had a thing where they would allow you to do stuff with a barn, but it had to be visible from a highway. Now that doesn't matter. Now that doesn't matter. So if anyone, or you know of anyone that has a barn that needs some repairs or fix up, it might be an incentive for them to do it rather than let it decay and be gone. So that was, if you haven't gotten that, that'll be coming out. I just want to let you know.
Is there any limits on that as to the use of the barn after you
Yes,
fix it?
first of all, it has to be agriculturally related. You can't fix it up and run a restaurant in it, yeah, right. Or you can't convert it to a residence. It has to be somehow related to agriculture, and that could be as little as storing your equipment in the barn. That would be okay. You don't have to have livestock. So there you are. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Norm. Supervisor's report, I don't have any supervisor's report. We've been, just a couple of comments. As you might imagine, we've been pretty busy with working on the stream restoration and flood mitigation programs, and we're gonna get to that. I have some things to report, but it'll be a little bit later in the meeting. But that's taken an awful lot of our time. So if the council doesn't have any other comments, we can go right to some of these other things, because we have quite a few resolutions tonight. The first resolution under old business is, you remember the presentation that fellow from Rupco made. Tess, we have the resolution
Yeah,
somewhere?
I gave everybody resolutions.
No, that's the,
Here,
Flood damage.
I
I don't know that one. No,
okay,
the flood damage. Says it's in the- Oh, yeah, there's more here. No, legislature.
This is really multifaceted, and Tess, jump in if I say something wrong. But it's kind of timely because there are programs, this is through NYSERDA, that are, people that are low income, you guys know what the income levels are, can apply through this program for appliances, heating systems, water heating systems that were damaged or destroyed in the flooding.
Yep.
So it's kind of timely, and that's one of the reasons I'd like to see it get done. And John and Tess are gonna work pretty hard to get this, they're gonna go as many victims as they can and talk to them personally. So I would entertain a resolution if someone, or a motion if someone would make it.
I can
So-
make that.
Second.
So Al made it and John seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
We have a resolution for a sewer change, and it's 24 Upper Main Street. Which building is that?
Lisa's Automatic.
Oh, I thought that we did that one.
Yeah, no, that was listed as a two-family and it's a one-family.
Oh, okay.
And I went over and inspected and there's in fact a one-family.
Okay, so we need a resolution to, removing one unit is what it's doing, or go,
Adding.
adding, adding, okay,
Yeah.
add, go up from, yeah, 0.5 to 1, okay. Will someone make that resolution? Cindy made it, second. John second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Impose impoundment fees for dog harboring. This was, we can't get away from dogs. When we changed the law at the last meeting, we had the public
Yeah.
hearing. If you remember, we can change fees by resolution. We don't have to change the whole law every time. And so that's a good thing. And one of the things that's come up is that when, right now, we don't have any charge at all for, in other
No,
words,
we had a fairly nominal fee.
$5?
That was
Very
a statutory
nominal.
structure that was in the ag and markets law, yeah, it was a very low.
So nominal it
Nowhere's
didn't.
near the cost of what you actually
Exactly.
incur.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so bear in mind, it cost us $200 to pick a dog up. And you know, I don't want to make the fine so light that somebody says, well, keep the dog. But I don't want to make it too expensive, so they say, keep the dog. you know. So what I'm proposing is $25 for the first offense.
First dog.
And
Or dog.
for the first dog, well, I suppose that, there's all kinds of things I guess could happen.
The one
And
I'm
after
about
that,
to
when
write
it-
is for two dogs, that's why I'm
Okay.
asking.
Yeah. I think that's a good day to go.
Yeah, probation.
A day per dog. A day per dog. That would be a good.
Bear in mind, you know, there's other expenses. I mean, if we have to euthanize a dog, that's more money.
That's right.
And as I say, I just can't seem to get away from the dogs. But and then also, this also leaves it up to the, we don't have to, we can, when we write a ticket, we can take it to a judge, and a judge can impose a stiffer fine for somebody that is abusing it. So, I think that covers it. Anybody, can I get a motion to get that?
$25 per dog per
Per
day?
day, dog per day.
Also move. A second.
I'm sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, now, I have, you guys have smaller versions of these maps. The next item is the resolution authorizing stream work. Some stream work in the berm, and so that everybody knows what we're talking about.
Where is this?
This is in Coletown. All Coletown.
That was a joke.
Oh, want me to get that over here?
You want for us to see it for everybody?
Well, anybody who'd like to look at it.
I have smaller ones
You guys had smaller ones. in
Yes,
the
we've seen it
file,
already.
I see. Which one is that? Is that the,
here. That's jealous.
yeah, I know it's sales, but I mean, which one is?
This is Beechwoods Road.
So that's this one here, Sam.
Oh, the gravel bar.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so this one here is the same one that you have, okay. Did you add this to the gravel bar behind what we call Houston Park?
Right.
And this is the berm where we're doing the berm work right above Old Town.
Same one, right?
Yeah, and this is the one, oops, I'm sorry. And this is a map, and bear in mind that these are 2012, and there's a lot more. For instance, here, this one here by Chalice's Racetrack,
Yeah.
you see how that's got like mounds of gravel?
Yeah.
It's all one solid, and it's this high. It's up
Right.
to your neck.
Really?
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
goes down all the way, and so it's solid from one end to the other. I mean, it's really a lot more than these maps indicate.
Okay.
And they wonder why the water comes up in Coletown when it has no place to go.
Yeah.
So, we have the permits in place. As a matter of fact, I have to
Sign them, I got them.
sign them, I got them right here. Brian Brussman has worked very hard with us to get these done. There's, I don't want to bore anybody with the details. I think the berm fix will be a better one than was there because of these Jersey barriers that
Yep.
we're going to use. That Bertus has been kind enough to trade us from some material. We're going to give him some material that we take from the brook, and he's going to give us the Jersey barriers.
He can have all he wants.
And that should, because they look linked together. It's going to be like one solid piece of concrete. So
Well,
it
they can
should
see
be-
him right next to Starkweather's there by the bridge. That's what you're talking about, right?
I don't know. These are all on Route 17.
Oh,
The
okay.
job he's doing over there, but he told me they link together. They literally
lock up.
lock
Yeah.
together. So, if anybody's interested in any of that work and we're going to get started on that within the next couple of days.
We have to.
Yeah, you got to get in there because they won't let you in there after the end of September.
The DEC's patience wears thin after a while.
But, yeah, well, mine is too.
Yeah.
So we have to have resolutions to authorize this work. And everybody's got a copy of the one that we have.
You want a
Resolution
motion on that?
authorizing stream maintenance in certain water courses in order to mitigate flood damage in the greater Coletown area and the town of Delaware. Now, it should be noted that if you go to the back of that resolution, nothing contained herein and no action taken
Right.
in furtherance hereof shall be construed as an assumption by the town of Delaware of any obligation or duty to perform any further or future stream maintenance in any of the above described locations or elsewhere in the town of Delaware. So what we don't want to be tagged for doing this all the time. I'd like to do it all the time, but I don't want it to be an obligation. Again, so I need a resolution.
You need a motion?
Motion for resolution.
So move.
Second.
Gladly.
Okay, Al second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
have and you should have got a copy of the letter from the firemen. They would like to close the road, let's see, from Beechwoods Road to North Horton Avenue between the hours of 9:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Saturday, August 30th. This will minimize public parking on this section of Main Street and allow space for parking of visiting fire apparatus prior to and following our annual street parade. Also be aware that we will be using the Second Street ROW from across for access to our fireman's field. And I guess that's the door in the back, right?
Yes.
We thank you for your consideration of this request and look forward to a favorable response. So I will also need
I'll move on that.
the resolution. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Am I forgetting one? Why do I think I'm forgetting one?
A resolution?
Yeah. Just the tests.
I don't have anything else myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I had two of those. All right. Any other comments from the council?
Just, are the people aware?
We're going to executive session, but I'm gonna first go to public comment. We have to go for a personnel matter, so, but anybody, you guys, any comments?
One thing that they should be aware of the meeting we had over in the Lions, town of Calicoon with the DEC and.
Yeah, well, we've actually had quite a few of them. All flood mitigation and all trying to find funds, trying to find help for our citizens. And in some cases, we have found some, and a lot of that is culminated in these applications to get in the brook and make some changes. It's all flood mitigation.
It was good to see Aileen Gunther and John Bonasek at that table fighting for the town.
They were both, yeah, and they were here at our special meeting.
Yeah, that's true too, yeah, they had
And,
another one.
and the funding for the berm, I mean, they've committed some funding for that berm project, which will certainly help us.
Yep.
Just so everybody knows, they have been very responsive.
Yes,
I
they
gotta
have.
give them a lot of credit. They were here for a meeting. We met over at town of Calicoon.
They went out and looked at the.
Yeah, they went out and looked at stuff, so
And
they're,
Aileen was here for a third meeting too.
Yeah.
yeah. So they've, along with Scott Samuelson, who came over here too, for a while from the county.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people really trying, How much they'll come up with is,
So, the county waived the tipping fees for the flood victims